Thanks to the leaked lockdown files that we've been reporting on a regular basis on this channel, the government are now under a lot of pressure to officially consider the Wuhan lab theory that they themselves have been censoring since 2020. Oh yes, for those all those leftist and pro-establishment elitist idiots who've been leaving comments on my YouTube channel and on YouTube and Twitter saying, what is the point of reporting all these lockdown files that's been released? What is the point? Well, what are we going to achieve? Let's just move on, put on your face nappy and clap at 8 p.m. every Thursday. Well, we can tell you what's going on because a lot of pressure on the government. Some stuff has to change and they are now changing. I know it's the beginning, let's not get too excited, but the pressure is working. First things first, some of these files and leaked WhatsApp messages and documents have been exposing one of the main reasons that the Wuhan lab theory was censored in 2020, which is now reality. It wasn't just because of saving their faces, a lot of them who were involved, including Michel Barnier, who gave the green light when he was still in the French government, Fauci with his connections to Wuhan and everybody else. That's one reason. One of the other reasons is because they don't want to undermine these controversial experiments, scientific experiments that they still want to continue to do. So they don't want this to come out to undermine the whole issue. So scientists initially dismissed this lab leak theory as they feared a ban could come in on high-risk scientific experiments, and well, which absolutely makes sense. I mean, I understand it from their perspective that they want to be able to keep doing messed up experiments. It's not really a good thing for the country, for the world, but at the same time, I understand why they want to have that censorship. It's not morally correct. It's also shouldn't be legally right. But at the same time, why did we have to wait for this to be leaked for them to admit? That's one. Secondly, this is one of the comments that one of the professors made, Professor Anton van der Merwe, who said, the conflict arises from the fact that the researchers perform and want to continue to perform precisely the sort of experiment that make a lab leak much more likely. These include gain-of-function experiments, where they investigate whether they can enable by genetic modifications as things like the animal and viruses and to infect them into human cells. So even he admitted that this is the mentality that they have. They want to be able to do it. And some people like this professor say this is well intended. This is good intentions to make sure we are prepared for future potential chaos. But the issue is a lot of times when they've been experimenting to prevent, that actually created the new chaos themselves. So it's always been a bit of a dilemma, a grey area in terms of the scientific community, the debate around it for the past 30, 40, 50 years probably, since the Cold War got worse. But that aside, the government here are now under some pressure. So number 10 are now considering the Wuhan leak theory after a massive backlash to, they say, entirely coincidental remark. The Prime Minister and his office have said that there are still questions to be answered after these lockdown files and WhatsApp messages showed censorship of Matt Hancock's diaries, the book that he was writing. And who was censoring them? Oh yeah, it was Simon Case, the head of civil service. The same Simon Case who's about to resign, probably. At any moment, he could literally resign because his position is completely destroyed now, in not just in civil service, but in the establishment as a whole. Like, of all people, we had Matt Hancock being a bit disgraced during these WhatsApp leaks, which ironically, he himself accidentally leaked them, which is quite funny. There have been other ministers who've said some weird things. There have been some junior special advisors saying things. But Simon Case was the worst one in terms of perception, how he came across in these conversations, in these leaks. And one of them was the fact that he was trying to block, and he did censor, Matt Hancock from writing certain things in his book and in his diary. We're going to keep you guys posted on this lab leak stuff because the government are going to be saying more things publicly because they are now forced to do it. If the mainstream media try to put the focus on that instead of Gary Lineker, that would be lovely, guys, in the media. If you could do that, that would be great. Otherwise, we're going to continue to do what we do on this channel on behalf of the British people. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.